Bro, I got a question.
Okay, what
All
is
right,
it?
so if you could do it all over again, would you leave America again?
Absolutely. And I will probably do it sooner. I did it too late. I think I did it too late, but I
Gotcha.
probably would have did it sooner. What about you?
Yes, definitely. I would do it all over again. Plan and then execute.
Absolutely. Because a lot of people think that we actually moved here because it's something about America that we hate or we dislike or whatever, or we hate America. But for me, that wasn't the case.
Nah, same here. Same here. I mean, life back home was good,
Right.
but the spirit just yearned for more.
Absolutely.
Yearned for something different. So in my case, I wasn't running away from anything. I was
Right.
running towards something.
Right.
So I mean, they got it twisted when they think that you hate America or you hate what was going on over there. Not at all. Not at all.
I guess because when you, like, I don't want to say glorify, because I don't think I glorify being here, but when you show the positive and you show that, you're enjoying yourself here, it means that you dislike where you were. It's almost like, if I like McDonald's, I hate Burger King, but it doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I like it better, you know what I'm saying? So in this video, I want to talk about why we left America and kind of start off by talking about how was your life before you moved over here to DR? What were you doing? What was Pat doing? I know what you were doing.
Right. Yeah, we spoke about that a few times, right? Basically, back in Tampa, right? Because I moved from New York to Tampa. I was a insurance agent. I sold Medicare Advantage plans, folks. Okay, so life was good. I really had no complaints. I sold insurance for approximately, I want to say 17 years. Did it well. I had a great team. I worked for a major company. We had a great team. I was out there. I was in the trenches. So I was one of the guys that you would see parked in front of your Family Dollar or your Dollar Tree with the table out, with the trinkets and try to get you to come over my table.
And I'd be the one to say, hey man, I'll get you when I come back out.
Yeah. I'll be waiting by the door for him to come out with a trinket.
Right.
So that was me, and I loved what I did. But again, I was there physically, but spiritually and mentally, my mind was already formulating, right? And spirit was already working to get me to this side over here.
Let me ask you this: were you happy?
I was happy.
You was happy.
I was happy. I was happy. Like I said, I wasn't running away from anything to be here.
Right.
I was running towards something.
Gotcha.
Right. So
Gotcha.
when the spirit speaks, right, your internal compass talks to you. Silent mind, you sit back in the stillness and you hear it and you try to, accommodate it.
Right.
So I wasn't not unhappy, right? But it was just I felt there was more.
Gotcha.
It was the grind.
Right. Yeah. So for me, man, it was more like, of course, people who watch this channel, they pretty much know my story. But for the people who don't, I was doing HR. So I did HR for 15 years back in Alabama. Kind of worked my way up from, pushing papers to actually being a manager. The job kind of got redundant. You know what I'm saying? I kept doing the same thing over and over again. I enjoyed what I did. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed what I did. But it got to that point where I would start thinking like, man, is this what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life, man? Like, at one point I just couldn't take it no more, man. And I know I asked you, were you happy? I started to feel, it wasn't that I wasn't happy, but I started to feel like I was stuck. You know what I'm saying? I was feeling stuck, like
Treadmill.
Yeah, like where am I gonna go? Because at the end of the day, I had developed all these skills in human resources, and the only thing for me to do at that point was to go up in the ranks of human resources, go to like a director or an executive, and it was like, man, I don't want to do that because I saw what that lifestyle looked like. Then I saw not the lifestyle, I saw what that job looked like, and I didn't want that job. I didn't want that. I liked where I was. And if I liked where I was, that means that I was gonna get the same results that I was getting.
But as you climb the ladder, more work,
more responsibility, and I think even at that time, I wasn't really ready to like rub shoulders and kind of change who I was.
I get it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
it.
That's a different altitude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different altitude. When you playing down here below the clouds, you kind of relate to these people. And I knew if I went above the clouds, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to relate. And at that time, I wasn't ready to do that.
Got you.
So when did you realize that you wanted something different?
Different?
Yeah.
Great question, bro. All right, listen. For me, I've always had this within me. So I can take it back, I want to say to 2011.
Right.
2011, right? I knew that I wanted to be in a tropical island. I didn't narrow it down to this island,
Right.
but it was just like I wanted to be in a tropical island. So
Right.
I started like writing it down. Right at that time, I was engaged to be married with my ex-wife, and I spoke with her about this vision, this dream that I had, man, that I wanted to be on the island. And we're both from the islands, and she was like, "Nah, you don't want to go back to the islands." But I'm like, "We're not going back as a local. We'll go back and live a certain way."
Right.
So I had that vision, and I kept it. Right. So from 2011 till now, I've had that vision, and then I finally narrowed it down to this island when I came to visit. Right. I came to visit. It was in 2017, I believe, right? I had visited other islands, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Bahamas, but when I got here, it resonated.
Gotcha.
And I knew.
So you had another island in mind?
Yeah.
Which one?
Listen, man, I had the Cayman in mind, but it's pricey over there, bro. Listen, man.
I mean,
pricey.
what about the Caymans that you? I mean, I ain't never heard nobody say they want to go to the Cayman.
Yeah, I went out there and stayed out there for 10 days.
Oh wow.
For 10 days, yeah. Me and the ex, stayed out there for 10 days, man. Beautiful island, but it's pricey. You know, it's pricey.
That's where everybody hiding their money at.
Exactly.
Right? I heard there's a bunch of banks out there.
It's a bunch of banks, and you know, its infrastructure is very good because there's money out there. But again, it's pricey. But that was one of the islands I visited. Bahamas. I visited Turks and Caicos just to get the feel. But it wasn't until here I realized, this is where I want to be.
You know, those islands like the Turks and Caicos and Cayman, those islands too small for me, man.
Yes.
I think after a while, it's like, I mean, especially at this age. Now, 70, 80, you get up there, you don't want to do it, but that's too small.
No, they don't have the city life like over here does.
Right.
No, especially Turks and Caicos.
Right.
No.
Is that more like a resort type thing?
It is more of a resort type of laid back,
extremely
laid back, especially in Turks and Caicos.
Right.
Real laid back, like. So you'll get bored real quick.
Right. So for me, man, my turning point was, it was a lot of things going on in the U.S., man, and I think one of the things that kind of like switched my gears was what happened with Trayvon Martin.
Okay.
When I saw that, and I saw how that case was handled, and then I saw things that happened with Tamir Rice in Ohio. I just started seeing a change in how the country was moving. And I remember my first experience over here. I'm driving down Los Americas. We're not driving in a taxi. My first time here, coming here and driving down Los Americas and looking over to the left-hand side. If you're coming from the airport going into the city, man, you could see that
Caribbean Sea.
Yeah, that Caribbean Sea, the blue water, the palm trees, coconut trees, and then in the car, the taxi's playing the bachata, and it's like, it's that feeling,
you
man.
You get into that groove.
Yeah, and it's like, this is different, you know what I'm saying? Because, before then, you get in there, you get an R&B over in the States or the rap or this or that, and you're looking at the buildings, or if you're in Alabama, you're looking at a whole bunch of greenery or whatever, but here it's like you was looking at the sea. And I was like, this is different. You know what I'm saying? I had came over here for a recruiting expedition. And just being here, man, I stayed out on the Malecon on George Washington, and it was just, I don't know, man, it was just something about that trip. It was like, man, I like this place. The people were nice, and I said, you know what, I got to go back. Because maybe that was just a one-off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was just a one-off. Came back, same thing. I was like, you know what, this is it. And so when all that stuff I just said previously started transpiring, I saw the way the United States was going, it was like, you know what, I want to do something else. Or maybe not really do something else, but you kind of like see what else is out there.
What's out there?
Yeah, what else is out there? Yeah.
I think a lot of brothers are making that transition as well, you know. Seeing what America has to offer, and then saying, you know what, let me put that against maybe another country, and see if I can live differently or even better,
Yeah, I don't think nothing is wrong with that. I think sometimes people think it's something wrong with that. Like it's nothing wrong with looking at where you are in life and making a decision and say, you know what, this right here doesn't align with the life that I want to live or the life I want to live going forward. It may align with me from my youth till when I was 40, 45. But just because it was okay then doesn't mean that it's okay now. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And I think that people, I think they take offense to that. They take offense to it.
If you, it's like I think you and I have spoken about that. If you bigging up this country,
Right.
it means that because you're bigging up this country, you're putting down America.
Right.
The two don't balance out.
Right.
Nah, just because I'm talking great about my experiences here,
Right.
doesn't mean that I'm going to talk negative about America.
Right.
It's just that this is where I'm at, and I'm enjoying where I'm at.
Right. And it's aligning with the life that you want to live at the moment.
Exactly.
I mean, because it was a time where America, my life aligned there.
Right.
But now it just doesn't. Not at this point in time. I don't know. Maybe 10 years from now, this country may not be the country, and we may be in Brazil.
Right. Well said.
Yeah.
That is so true. Right now, in the stage of the game,
Yeah.
this is where you're supposed to be.
Right.
And while we're here, we're gonna make the best out of it. Right. I mean, we can talk about the past, but this is the present moment right now.
Right.
And we're enjoying this present moment.
Exactly. We're not saying that we're gonna be here forever because we don't know that. I mean, we thought we were gonna be in the U.S. forever.
Facts.
I would have never thought that I was gonna move over to another country. I mean, can you imagine?
Listen.
I mean, you being in Queens,
bro. No, never, my dude, never. Listen to me, man. Back in the day, listen, Queens, especially Far Rock, that was it. That was it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I venture out to Brooklyn, maybe the Bronx, and Manhattan, but Far Rock was it.
Right.
Never in my wildest dreams
Right.
did I see this.
Right. Never.
At that specific time frame.
Absolutely.
But now that I'm here, I can't even see Far Rock anymore.
Right.
I would never think about going back. I'm not saying nothing negative about Far Rockaway,
Right.
but it's just not for me.
Right.
I would never do it. But it's not saying anything negative about the people that chose to stay.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I'm not talking negative. I chose a different path.
Right.
Right? And it's not for me now. It doesn't mean that because it's not for me, it's not right for that individual. So
Exactly.
you can't take offense to it.
Right. So did your friends or family, did they understand?
Bro, listen, I when I was moving here, I didn't really speak to anyone. Yo,
That's the way to go, man. Because you already know they gonna understand.
I'm not feeding into anybody's fear. Let me tell you something, right? I think I might have said this before. When I was leaving New York to come to Florida,
Right.
I had a job with the state, right? It was a comfy job. So when I was leaving, I had just gotten that job. Plus, when you work for the state, if you want to move up, you got to take an exam. I had just taken an exam. I passed the exam, and I was gonna get a promotion, and I was gonna work in the Bronx.
Right.
And so I went and told my manager that, listen, I'm gonna hand in my paperwork. I'm gonna leave. He wanted me to stay. I spoke with the individuals, right, that was working. At that time, I was working Kirby. If anybody knows Kirby, Forensics Psychiatric Hospital.
Okay.
It's more like a hospital for the mentally insane. If somebody did a crime they deemed, they came to us.
Right.
So when I started talking to individuals that I was thinking about coming down here, I was met with nothing but negativity. Fear. You crazy. Why you do that? You here, you're safe, you got a great job. You know, listen, man, I stopped talking about it, bro. Because I couldn't accept the fear.
Right.
You know, you going to Florida, there's nothing in Florida.
Right.
There's nothing there. But guess what? That was the best move I could have made. The best. At that time, I was a single father. I had 2 boys. And to this day, my sons still thank me for making that transition. Had I held that fear and stayed in New York, I would have been all right.
Right.
But I probably wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because I needed that transition. It comes in layers, man.
Right.
So from New York, Florida, right? And then from Florida, boom, I'm here.
For me, it was more like, it's just not something that you talk about in your family. You know, and it's like,
They won't
you finna move where?
Right.
You know, everybody, you know, my mom, well, my 2 sisters, they all live in Alabama. And, you know, they married and blah, blah, blah. And you got their families. And here I come and say, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm moving to Dominican Republic.
They're going to call the doctor. Yo, he needs a psychiatrist. Something wrong with you.
Right. So I already knew, man, that wasn't going to go over well. Not that I was met with resistance, but it was more like you said earlier, like, hey, what's wrong with this guy? You know, call the doctor for him, you know. But yeah, that was my thing, like with my family. But with my friends, I really ain't tell them nothing.
See what I'm
I didn't
saying?
feel like I owed them anything.
Moving silence,
Right.
man.
Right.
I didn't really. I think I might have spoke with 2 individuals
Right.
that I work with, right? Big up to Michelle, right? her and I were partners, man. We went out when I was working for myself selling insurance. She was my road dog. She was my partner, and her and I talked about it because she wanted to move to Cali, right? And then I was told to her about how I wanted to move down here, and she knew. And we set a plan in motion, and we held each other accountable. And think that was the only individual that I told, aside from another friend of mine's. But I didn't go into specifics, because you go into specifics, they're gonna find kicks in the armor. So I just kept it, basically surface level. With Michelle, I went a little bit deeper, and explained what my plan was.
When you met with that resistance, or people met with the resistance, what do you think that resistance is? Is it mostly like it's like a programming, like you don't supposed to leave where you are, or is it because it's dangerous, or you gonna get kidnapped? What mostly is it, you think?
That is a level of how they see themselves, in my humble opinion, right? So if you lack that, and I want to use the word courage, right, to do something, and then you see somebody else doing it, before they do it, that internal fear, you're gonna project it out to them. This is why I wouldn't do it. This is, and then you have all that, and you feed that individual that internal fear that lives within you. Instead of like saying, you know what, boom, go ahead, go do it, go conquer. I'm big on that. If someone's gonna do something that I know that I probably wouldn't do, instead of giving them all the negatives, right, let's look for the positive in that decision that you're making, right? So I think a lot of people, when you tell them about your dreams, and especially if your dreams are basically what they would say out of this world, they're gonna project into you their internal fear of that specific decision, knowing that they was in that place that you're at right now, they probably wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't do it.
Man, I want to say 90% of individuals, they're gonna choose the safe path.
I agree with that. 90%.
90's gonna choose the safe path. If you got two doors, right? You got one door nicely lit, right? And you got this door where it's all dark in there, but at the end of that door, the path down there is going to lead to something, great. Man, people's going to choose it where they can see. I know I was there, but this one right here is dark. It's a little scary. I'm gonna bypass that. Even when they know, it's dark, man. You have to feel your way through. It's not a straight path with the light. You can see where you're going. You're gonna see the potholes and so forth, but they're not gonna choose that. It's rare. Let me ask you, Jay, what's the hardest part for you about moving abroad over here and about being here as well?
For me, and I don't like to use the word hard, I like challenging. You know what I'm saying? It just puts a different spin to it. But the challenging part about it for me was actually starting over. Because when you move here, you gotta start over.
Facts.
You got to start over. Facts. At least what I did, and I think what you did too. We burned the bridge down over there, burned the house down, and
you threw a stick of dynamite. Listen, the bridge is done. It's collapsed.
Even if we were to go back, we'll have to start all over back
again.
There
Facts.
too. So
Facts.
So the same thing here. It's starting over, trying to get familiar with your new environment, how to maneuver, what's the norms, what are not the norms, what you should, what you shouldn't say. It was challenging. For me, it was challenging.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that. It's still challenging.
Listen,
it's close to 2 years, right? I mean, we're going on 2 years, and it's still challenging, folks. Because it's the culture thing, right? So you're accustomed to a certain way back in the States, right? So you come here, there's an adjustment period.
Definitely.
There's an adjustment period to how service is done. Driving, your folks know already the driving, right? So you have to get adjusted and acclimated, right? And it takes time. So whereas back in the States, everything's quick. Here, you move on island time. So there's an adjustment period.
I was back in the States, just a few days ago. And it was kind of easy, just like slide in it because I'm familiar with it. I was able just to slide back into it. But here is like, there is an adjustment period that you have to go through until you are fully acclimated to what's going on. And people say, oh man, I got it in 2 weeks. There's no way you get it in 2 weeks.
No. I don't care if you're not driving down here. Let's just remove the driving part. You ain't no 2 weeks. Nah, man.
No, it's not a month.
No.
It's not 6 months. It takes a while to fully
engage yourself into the environment, into the culture.
Exactly.
For me, I'm still getting acclimated.
Right.
Right. I'm still getting a feel of the society here. Right. You know. So
because I think when people say that, it's like maybe you're not really living a regular life. When you live a regular life here, when you got to go to the grocery stores, the banks, the pharmacies, the doctors, the auto mechanics, lawyers, things like the hospital, things like that, you're not doing that all in three to 6 months. But if you're just coming over here and, you just go to your Airbnb, you party, you eat. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get acclimated.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's different. It's different.
Right.
But now when you live in day to day and you doing, things that, the locals do, you're living basically.
Right.
It's a whole different ball game.
Right.
No, we can't compare the two.
Right. No. So what was the hardest part for you to move abroad? Like living here in Dominican Republic, what's the hardest part for you?
I always say the driving. But now, listen, I have calmed down, right? So
Pat got road rage, man. That's why every time we do a video, you bring up driving, man. Pat got road rage.
Listen, well, I am accepting it, folks. You hear me? I'm good now. I'm good. Something happened, right? Yeah. So it changed my view. I am calm, all right? They can please go. I'm waiting, So the driving part, it's still at times, it's still like, it gets me because I'm still getting adjusted to it, but it's way different, way different than when I first started driving down here. So that's one of the things. Language-wise, right? Language-wise,
that's a big one.
It's a biggie. Right. It's a biggie, especially if Spanish is not your tongue and you're not fluent with it. So it could be a roadblock. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm maneuvering through that as well. Okay. With my broken Spanish here and there, so I'm able to maneuver and get certain things done.
That's going to always be a obstacle for a lot of people because most people are not willing to learn the language fully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you need to at least have something basic.
Listen, just think of this, right? Think of this back in the States, right? So think of the Spanish individuals, right, that move into the States, right, and they don't want to learn English. Right. And they want to talk to you in Spanish. You take offense to it, right? At least try. Right. So here as well, I want to say at least try. I put effort into my Spanish, okay? So I want to be able to speak fluently. I love having great conversations, deep conversations, so I want to be able to go into a situation where I could basically, state exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. So communication is very important. So I definitely advise, and that's what I'm doing myself, to be able to learn the language, man. And people appreciate it.
Right,
they appreciate it.
They do.
If they see you struggling, not all, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna work with you.
I've been to some places like maybe the bank or even at a pharmacy, and if you say like, "Do you speak English?" and they're gonna look at you like,
right.
That's how you come. But if you start out trying, they'll try to help you through it.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you go in there and say, "Hey, do you speak English?" Like, why do you expect me to speak English?
It's like you work in the bank, right? And then a Spanish person comes like, "Do you speak Spanish?"
Right.
Yo, you in America? Learn some English. Right. Try at least.
Right.
So if you trying, for me, my experience, they help. I always try to, liven it up with a little humor. I tell them, how ugly my Spanish is. Right. And they'll smile, and then from there, I'll break it in with my ugly Spanish.
Right. What about your family, man? You miss your family?
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. Well, listen, here's the thing. I do miss my family, but we all live in different states, right? In different parts. I moved from New York to Florida, moved my sons. But even in Florida, we were at least 2 hours away from each other, right? So it took a distance. Right. My dad, he lives in North Carolina, so for me to go visit him, I'm not gonna go next door. Now I gotta drive. Right. So it's basically the same. It's just that now, he looks at it differently, being that I'm in a foreign country.
The same thing my mom is.
Right?
Same way.
So I'm in a foreign country, but Dad, listen, the plane ride is about the same distance. If I chose to drive up there, it takes longer to drive as opposed to me getting the plane and come to see you.
Absolutely, man.
So my dad, I love him. Salute Dad. But yeah.
I just had this argument with my mom when I was back in the States. Same thing. She was like, well, I say, It was more like, I said, you really don't like me being over there. It ain't that I don't like you being over there. It's that I just can't get to you when I need. I said, well, Mama, when I was in Florida, you still had to fly an hour and a half to get to Florida.
Right.
And it's just another hour and a half from Florida to Dominican Republic. I mean, you still got to take 2 planes.
No, it's the fact that you're not on American soil.
It is.
That's it.
But you know, the problem with that is that they won't acknowledge, well, I'm not saying your dad, but she won't acknowledge that. It's like, that is the reason, like, well, if you was in Florida, I could at least get in my car and drive. Okay, it's going to take you 10 hours to get there. And how you gonna be able to help with me 10 hours driving?
Too late by then.
It's like, just admit the fact that, like you just said, you're not on American soil.
That's it. That's it. You could be, 3,000 miles apart. You could be from New York to Cali.
Yeah. They
We
won't say
good.
that,
No. But if you here and you're, basically, it's like maybe a 4-hour window.
Right.
No, you're in foreign country.
Right.
No.
And that's really what it is.
It is.
It's
Boil
because
it down.
their fears, it goes back to you were saying, it's their fear, they're projecting.
Yes. Folks, that's why I say if you got a dream and you got something within you that you want to do, hold it dear, hold it close, right? You don't need to go out there and look for people to validate, what your deepest dream or what you need to happen. You don't need to share it with everybody.
Right.
Select a few.
So what got better, man, for you after you moved here? What's some of the things that got better?
Bro, listen, man. Time, right? Time. So I'm able to absorb time.
Pat got too much time.
Yeah, I got time. I got time, folks.
Hey, he can probably loan y'all some of the time.
Listen, man, I got time. And listen, it's never too late, right, to do an internal work. You're never at a point where you said, you know what, I'm good.
Right.
So for me right now, I'm doing internal work. I'm on a 30-day clarity fast. That's what I call it anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why he ain't drinking, man.
I ain't drinking. Listen, man, this ain't drinks. This is water. Water with ginger and turmeric. So that's the number one thing for me, man.
The time.
The time.
Yeah.
And just the freedom.
Right.
The freedom. I mean, time and freedom equals out, man.
Right.
The freedom to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at right now. And I love it. I love it. And I don't owe anyone any explanation, right? I love that.
Same here, man. I think the first thing came to my mind is time, the freedom, and I'll add another one is quality of life. Yeah, I add the quality of life.
I'm a second that. Quality of life definitely has changed. Folks, you might hear me talk about the driving and so forth. I make light of it, but the quality of life, man, is still, for me, outweighs, when I was back in the States. And be mindful, I'm not saying that it was bad, it wasn't, it's just different.
It's different.
Let me tell you something, this morning I took a walk out to the Malecon.
You walked from here to the Malecon?
No, I've actually drove to the Malecon, but there's a park, but then I walked it, right? I mean, I was just caught up in it, man, it's beautiful. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, they had a group on the Malecon.
Yeah, they be out there early.
Listen to me, blasting music, I'm like, just enjoying.
Is that early?
That early, bro. And I wish I had my camera so I could have videotaped them, man. It was maybe 4 or 5 cars. And they had their chairs out, the chairs that sitting down, talking. It's just, the quality of life, man.
It's different. Yeah, man, the time freedom, I think that was one thing that really, that I didn't like about the 9 to 5. It was too
rigid.
Yeah, man. It's like you had to ask for everything, and I'm like, at this time I'm like 40 years, 45 years old. I'm like, you telling me that?
Yo, I want to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Yo, I gotta raise my hand.
Yeah,
Listen,
I gotta eat 1 hour. I got 1 hour to eat lunch. No, man, I just couldn't do that no more.
I used to sell insurance in a call center, right?
Yeah.
So the call center, we be going up and down, right? Like gophers, man. And then you gotta raise your hand. You gotta let the manager know. Listen, no, man.
Right.
To each his own, right? But at that time, it was what it was. But now I look back on it, I wouldn't go back and do that again. I wouldn't want to do that again. But during that time frame where I was doing it, and I still wasn't crazy happy about it. I'll be honest with you. I was not happy, man. I always envisioned myself, man, doing something outside of the office. I hated meetings.
Man, I hated meetings. I used to like them because it made me feel important, but after you do it so much, it's like, why are we doing this?
Listen, man, I didn't like meetings. I hated going into the office environment. I always liked working outside.
Right.
That's why when I got the opportunity to sell insurance outside,
Right.
man, it was a blessing. Because now I really don't have to answer to anybody. You know, I'm out there. If you're responsible and you're disciplined, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna produce.
Right. That's real key too, because a lot of people want that time freedom and they want control over their life. If you're given that,
I know where you're going with that.
you got to be disciplined.
Disciplined. Yeah, I knew you
If
was
you're
going
not
there.
disciplined,
Forget
it's not
about
going to
it.
work for you.
Forget
Because a lot
about
of people can't do it. I'm self-motivated. I don't
Facts.
need anybody to motivate me. I
Facts.
get up. I'm motivated by taking care of my family.
Facts.
Taking care of my family and making sure everything is good. So if
Bro.
you're not self-motivated,
Nah,
you
done.
can have time freedom all you want to. It's not going to work for you.
You're going to give in to the
Right.
vices, man.
Right.
Me personally, right? So discipline is core. It's one of my core traits. So I've always done this, right? Off and on, right? So if I like something a lot, if y'all see me, y'all know I like my 12-year scotch, right?
Right.
Love it, man. But this ain't the first time that I've taken a 30-day pause because I love my coffee. I've taken a 30-day pause of coffee as well.
I ain't doing that.
I've done it, bro.
I ain't doing
Because for me personally, I gotta test myself. I gotta know that coffee does not control me. I gotta have my coffee in the morning, but I've taken 30-day pause with the coffee. I've taken 30-day pause with my drinking.
Right.
Listen, for 30 days, I took nothing but cold showers. For 30 days, I slept on the floor. Just
Yeah.
discipline-wise. So if you're not disciplined, you're having a lot of time on your hand,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a problem.
Some people need that structured environment.
Facts.
For me, I don't need that.
No,
As a matter of fact, it hinders me.
Jay, listen, some people need structure.
Right.
They need somebody telling
Right.
them, leading them.
Right.
Right. Myself, I don't need that. I know what I need to do and I'm gonna go out and do it.
So you see what I do, man, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't need no
Yeah,
structure.
this brother, all right, no, this brother, he gets it. I be like, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he gets it in. He gets it in, man. Hey, you don't need anybody to push you, you know what I'm saying? When I say he gets it in, he gets it in, right? He don't need a cheerleaders in the back.
Right.
But some folks
yeah.
need that,
Right.
and they can't maneuver within that circumference.
Right.
So let me ask you, knowing everything that you know now, would you still leave?
Yep. Yep. Same thing I said in the beginning, man. I just would do it sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely would still leave. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in comparison to the life I'm living now, life I was living over there, yeah. And folks, I'm telling you, I was good, but I'm just better right now. You know, just spiritually, mentally and so forth. I'm just better right now. And like Jay said in the beginning, man. Who knows? Maybe 5-10 years, right? We might not be here.
Right.
Maybe the Spirit will talk to us and say, you know what, and guide us to a different path. It could be same island, different part.
Right.
It could be another island. Opportunity arises, and we might want to take advantage of it. But for right now, we are where we're supposed to be.
Absolutely. And what advice would you give someone that's looking to make like a major change like this?
Man, I mean, plan, right? Definitely plan and then execute. You definitely got to sit down and have it aligned to what you want to do.
Right.
And then again, once you have that aligned, right, hold it close, hold it dear, and then you got to work on it.
Right.
You got to work on it.
Yeah, you definitely got to have a plan, man. I seen a comment the other day where someone said, man, I left and I didn't have a plan. I don't have a job, but I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. Don't come over and try to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, if you don't speak Spanish, right? And yeah, it's not like in the States where certain states offer help, right?
Right.
You'll have some type of assistance. Down here, listen, you're not a citizen, so you're not going to get the type of help. So you got to come with a plan. You got to come organized, and you got to know what you're going to do, and you got to stay within that frame.
And you also need to make sure that especially if you're moving abroad, now if you're having a major life change, even, right in your same country, you still need to make a plan. But if you're moving abroad, you definitely need to let go of everything you learned in your country, and you got to be open to whatever the lifestyle and the cultures of another country. Because if you're not, it's not gonna work out for you.
You can't bring that mind like I'm an American citizen down here. Can't do it. You can't do it. No. You've got to change. Well said. You gotta rearrange that thought pattern.
Yeah. Jamie Gruber did a video. I watched it today. It's like the key. And he had this key. He said, "This is an American key. And if I put it in this American door, let's see what happens. Bam, it opens up. But if I take this American key and I try to put it in a Dominican door, it's not going to open. It's because you got to change your coding. If you don't change your key code, nothing that you put that key in is going to open anything. It's going to be frustrating. You're just going to be sitting there doing like this. And the door's never open.
You know what? You could use me as an example. Me getting adjusted. I'm using the driving again, right? I'm taking what I know about driving back in the States, and I want to apply it here.
Absolutely.
I'm the only one applying that.
Right.
So I'm going to always hit a brick wall.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm going to cause my own frustration.
Exactly. That's a good analogy.
Listen, everybody's applying to what the rule is down here, and I want to come down here and change the rule.
Right.
Nah, I've got to adjust to what's going on.
Absolutely.
In Rome, do as the Romans do.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a good analogy, man. If you don't code your key to the lifestyle and culture here, it's not gonna happen. You're done. You're not gonna change anything.
Nah. I mean, the people here, they lovely. Yeah. They'll switch on you, man.
Right, for real. What? You try to change that culture, man?
Stop playing. I mean, as good as the people are, no. Not happening.
So basically that was some information about why we left America and what we were doing prior to America, and just a little bit of our journey that what we've experienced since we've been here in Dominican Republic. Anything else you want to add?
Folks, again, like I said, if you want to do something, man, you want to change your life, man. And change, right? Change is hard, right? Change is not easy, right? So it's scary. It's scary. But if you reach deep within and you hear the internal, right? The internal, that compass, right? Trying to guide you and lead you, follow it. Yeah. Follow it. But plan first, but definitely listen to it and then follow it.
I'll say this last thing. I was with Thomas yesterday, last night, and he was talking about, he moved here now. Okay. But he was still saying that, I just told my wife, hey, we got a 2-year plan to see what happens, and if everything don't happen, we just, we'll go back to the States. And then he was like, man, we just tore that 2-year plan up because he kept setting these...
Expectation?
Well, not expectation, these like, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? He was setting these things up, and it's like
the plan B.
Yeah, the plan Bs, and it's like as long as you're in your comfort zone, you're thinking that you think you're living, but most of the time you're not, because you're not pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself.
Facts.
I say that to say that get outside your comfort zone. Don't let people project their fear on you, and if you think it's something you want to do. I mean, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know about you, Pat, but I was scared to make that move.
Listen, yes, fear is always going to be. But this is how courage is defined, right? So if there's no fear, you can't be courageous, right? If there's no fear, there's no bravery. Right. So if you have the fear is there. But then again, you overcome the fear.
Right.
You're a brave man.
Right.
You're a courageous man. So the fear is always there. I've had it. You know what I'm saying? And I still have it every time because I'm still in a foreign country. Right. But I'm gonna overcome the fear.
Right. And fear is natural. People make it seem like it's a weakness.
Nah.
And it's not a weakness.
Nah.
Fear is normal.
It is normal.
Yeah, it is normal.
You can use the fear as well to help with your growth, man. Right. It's fine-tuned, that muscle, right? Because if you're going to do something, right, and there's a level of fear to it,
right,
then there's going to be a level of greatness to it as well.
Absolutely.
If you go out and do it.
Absolutely. Well said, man. I think that's it for me.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it too.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Yeah. Life looks different from here. Yeah. Different view, different road. Different dreams than the ones we were told. Left some things behind. Found a little peace of mind. From the balcony we see it clear. Life looks different from here. Balcony Boyz, yeah. Life looks different from here.